I was just getting set up, but it seems like we're the ones that have been set up. Hello, everyone, and welcome back once again to Gary's Mod. I love these combat intros, and today, the map we're going to be exploring is VP Pink Place. Now, this is actually somewhat of a continuation of two previous videos. In fact, the maps are actually physically interlinked. That's VP Void Mall and VP Void Places. And these things have something of a connective story to them, so I'll just take a little bit of a moment to give a recap for those who don't remember. In Void Places, we seem to suddenly find ourselves in some sort of dark dream version of like a hotel or apartment building. There was no one there, but a presence was always felt. This black substance seeping in through some of the walls, looking up into the sky revealed nothing but a black void. Well, and some bright something that a weird voice on a PA system assured us was not the sun. Eventually, something unlocked a door in the back of that place for us, leading us inexplicably to this huge empty mall. And actually quite brightly lit. Not nearly as foreboding on its surface, but you still couldn't shake the feeling that you were being watched. And that feeling was soon confirmed because it started to seem like something was speaking to us, or rather singing to us, over the loudspeakers. It also was the first time we were able to put a face to some of these unseen entities. The mall's mascot, this pink-haired girl that appeared in all the artwork and, well, in all kinds of places you wouldn't expect. I started to get the impression that she was the personification of the place itself, and that all she wanted was for someone to stay with her. I really felt bad in leaving, but eventually she gave me a key to a back door and seemingly let me out, but I don't know, it seemed like there was just a tinge of bitterness there. And you know, if we take this in sequence, I must say, a trend is starting to emerge. Things are starting to seem less and less familiar as we go, and I can't help but feel now that we might have burned the one bridge we had. I think she might be a little bit upset at us leaving her. So let's just start exploring. Oh, I hate all these high windows and balconies around us. I can't help but feel eyes on me looking down. But we might as well get started. Oh yes, very, very pink indeed. It's like being stuck in the back hallways of the Cat in the Hat ride at Universal Studios or something. Wow. And things get considerably darker down that way. All these nonsensical windows and hallways. It's like being in some kind of nightmare version of a dollhouse. And that blackish substance from before is still seeping in all over. Although now, it's not coming in from outside, it's just piled here around this image of the sun. And look, okay, I know from before that the way we move forward is by accessing all of these TVs, but look at what's on the wall behind it. For, I believe, the first time, we're seeing a combination of the pink and black chalk. Maybe those two entities that have been following us are actually two sides of the same coin? And now I'm more convinced of that than ever. It's like that same substance, but this is glowing pink. And somebody's making pink angels. Not only that, but somebody's kicking doors in again as well. We deserve this. Hang on, I need to get an idea for where we are, so hope you don't mind if I just step over you real quick. Oh, wow. I can't take my eyes off of whatever that is. We were warned not to look at it. but it seems like it's getting maybe closer. Actually, on the exterior, this building looks a lot like the apartments from the first part. It actually seems to be constructed of, like, elements from both of the worlds we came from. I mean, we've got these neon bars and tiled floors. It's like someone built them all out of the apartments. There's all kinds of doors and railings knocked over all over the place, like something big and scary rampaged through here not long ago. Somebody created their own bridge across this gap. But I've done enough of this to know you're not going to let me out this easily. Yep, that's what I thought. Now, these places often seem overwhelming at first. Oh, look, we've even got skylights looking up onto what appear to be stars, which is oddly reassuring, the idea that there's anything else in the sky. But man, some of the messages that we received, the almost PSA-like voices that we could hear on radios, or from somewhere, well, they made it seem like perhaps we've stepped out of reality itself, and after all this time, we've already long burned our chance to go back. That's what it told us to do. If you see something that wasn't there before, a door or a hallway, just retrace your steps and go back to your life, but that is long ago no longer possible. The trick I found to these areas is that we need to wander around. We need to wander around, and eventually we'll start looping back in on ourselves, and then we'll be able to really get down and make a mental map of where we are. Look at this. It literally feels like we're in the inside of some kid's plastic dollhouse. Oh, more vending machines. Actually, we were going back and forth between vending machines on the first map, so maybe they're still significant, just like the TVs. So many up and down stairs, so many windows. But if anything, these windows don't really increase our visibility the way you'd think they would. Really, they just make it a so close yet so far type of feeling. Oh my, have we a courtyard? This whole place is just full of these big stone sculptures. Some of them vandalized, some of them not, but either way, they definitely mean something. What a strange, surreal world we found ourselves in. Maybe it represents the world itself in the hands of some great being? I'm seeing windows up there. I think those are actually breezeways crisscrossing the upper levels. And look, that rounded glass window, like, this is all architecture that I find really, really cool, but when you throw this lighting on top of everything, the whole thing just feels like an 80s music video set. And I just can't stop staring up at these windows and balconies. I feel like any moment I'm gonna see some shadow figure peering over the edge. I just don't know where to start. Maybe we should follow the kicked-in doors? It's so bizarre just having this impression that we're following in the footsteps of some destructive rampage just before we arrived. I just heard like a banging, like heavy footsteps somewhere. Oh no. I'm hearing all kinds of strange sounds all of a sudden. You're not gonna let me. Nope. And now I have to turn around. You know, turning around is so much worse when there's so much distance, so much darkness, and so many windows. In other words, so many places where it can be, forcing my eyes to scan for whatever I might be supposed to notice. It's like a new anticipation of a jump scare every single time I flick my eyes. Okay, maybe we're better off taking the outer edges? Look at that. It's like a little house or garden in the middle of like a maintenance tunnel. And the lights are on. Does that mean somebody's home? Somebody's certainly playing with the neon crepas again. There's a TV there, but it's still off for the time being. Maybe that means we should come back later? Oh, you're set up so that we can see you through the bathroom window. I really don't like how the ambiance seems to be keeping perfect pace with my own emotions as I enter rooms. Actually, this is the only normal-looking bedroom we've seen in quite a long time, so to be honest, I'd be very tempted, were there a door here, to just crawl up under the covers and wait. Just kind of comforting myself in the even false normalcy. No. No. So many doors are locked, but on the other maps, there was sort of a controlled flow to them. I think a lot of these doors, if it makes a sound, will be able to be opened from the opposite side. Come on. There we are. So you know what? That's going to be our goal. That's going to be how we figure things out. By opening doors. Oh, one of you also had a suggestion back when I did VP Void Places that we should use the paint tool for things like that. Now, I don't know if there's a limit to how many we can place, but if I can get that working, it could be a good thing. Let's see, let's give it a try. Aha, yes, so maybe this would be a good way to mark places we've been. Hello, corner chair. You been expecting me? Hello, corner couch. Same comment as the corner chair, but with more room. You ate everything in the vending machine. I'm starving. Do you have any idea how long it's been since I've gotten something to eat? I couldn't even stock up at the mall food court. That's how barren this place is. Oh my, this place is so wide. But look, over here... Oh, there's so many different courtyards that even seeing greenery, something that should stand out so much, doesn't really do anything for me. I mean, just look at this from this angle. The council waits. Maybe I'll start marking the vending machines themselves so I can see where I've already been. Something really weird happened there, but it helps, right? I mean, right? Huh, wait, no. That was... Okay, it's a window. I was very weirded out for a moment, wondering why I couldn't see my reflection. Just something about the way it passed. Even though it's not reflecting anything, you know, that I would see. Yeah, no, this is its own thing. We haven't been here before. And look, we're staring up through the light shafts at all these, like, crisscrossing angles and balconies and skylights. It's just every image, every angle is so busy with lines and colors and just places I should probably be looking out for. It's like I look in a given direction, and I feel like I have so much scanning to do. I think this is the highest up we've yet been. But it's such an even but dim lighting. I'm actually losing depth perception. Like, yeah, for a second I couldn't tell if that corner went out and to the left. No. Okay, so I've definitely been here before. Let's start opening up doorways, yes. There's just so many closed and locked doors. Areas so wide and open that the X's practically don't matter. Like, yeah, I've been through here, but through there are about 50 other directions. Yeah, it's definitely using architecture from the mall. I mean, these are the skylights that were all over there. I mean, look at this. It looks like no one was ever here, and yet someone's still left in a hurry. There was a very strange, distant grinding sound from somewhere behind me as soon as I did that. I get the impression I don't want to wait around for whatever that summons. We've made our way back up to here. I guess our entry area is really our only compass. Something to give us a sense of direction. It's really all about coming to recognize the landmarks, but I think this is going to be much more difficult here than on either of the previous maps. Well, we made our way back up to here. Just moments ago, I was walking down below. But man, this is like a nightmare you have after watching Suspiria. You're overlooking that room. Hang on, let me just peek in between the blinds there. Okay, maybe this can help give us some sense of direction? I mean, I've heard of stealing cable, but this is ridiculous. Maybe if we can go out and around. Void space ahead, anomalous area. Yeah, this whole thing just has such an almost SCP vibe to it. Like, people know about this. Maybe not people, maybe something else entirely. Point is, there are countermeasures, intelligence agencies dedicated to dealing with stuff like this. And we've taken all the wrong advice. Ah, yes, this does open. I've really got to start trying all these. Do you have any idea how bad it feels to open a new door, hear something going on behind me, and then turn around, looking to 3 dark, dark windows staring back at me? The sun. Is this blood? It's not the sun. Just red paint, lol. I'm not so sure. But then there's the dark sun, the Jimmy sun, as I'll call it. I feel like I'm trapped between 2 opposing forces. Then again, those opposing forces may be opposing in the same way as hot and cold. Like, they're the opposite of each other, but not really. point is, I'm getting so turned around. I thought I was just on the verge of finding that room with the TV, but I have no idea how far off I've gotten. Okay, I've been here. That door over there just shouldn't exist. I'll have walked completely right behind it. It just makes no sense. And I don't know if I'll be able to drop down from above either. I just don't know what to do, other than keep going. What is going on over there? It's the upper level of this room. I don't know, ever since Void Maw, this has gone from feeling indifferent to, well, just slightly hostile. Like, it's more of the same, but it just feels, in some way, like, almost mean. To me in particular. Oh, look, we've got a little viewport right down in this corner. It's like it only serves to remind me just how often I'm being watched. There's so many different angles that there's no way I can pay attention in all of them at once. Oh, here's the little makeshift bridge. Don't you play that sound on me. Thank you. Oh, that is so mean, playing the little, like, creaking ricketiness sounds. I really thought I'd see something peeking at me as I crossed over. Even worse, I was just there. If I did see something, that would mean that it's following me, and that it may have been the entire time. And right back down to here. You know what? It might actually be worthwhile to paint doors that I've already tried and know I can't open. I mean, like I said, I don't know how persistent these will be, but it could be worth doing. We're starting to see more and more familiar places, but that's actually not helping here, just because everything is so the same. Wait, have we seen this before? No, I don't think we have. And yet that door is open. I swear I just heard, like, breathing. That looks out onto the courtyard. I can see the statue. But yeah, no, we have not been here before. I think the other side of that big window, that's gotta be our goal, right? Or at least it's some sort of goal to set. We also haven't been downstairs. We haven't been on that level at all. So that'll be one of our moves eventually. I don't know, we'll get there. These little UFO viewports everywhere. In such, like, nonsensical locations. Like, they're not even consistent. And just every once in a while, some weird noise just pierces through the regular ambiance. Well, we do have to check under the stairs, of course. Nothing. Color me shocked. And right right back to here. This really does feel like one of those dreams where you're constantly looking for something, but you don't even really know what you're looking for. In a place that feels familiar yet completely alien, finding new places constantly and yet treading old ground, you just can't make any kind of sense of it, and yet you feel spurred on by no particular goal. Do you like pink? You know, you've asked me that before, and I said, yeah, I think it's alright. Now, I don't know if saying yes is just Stockholm Syndrome. And there's another anomalous area ahead. I could have sworn I just saw something around the corner. I don't think I did, though. I'll just mark off these doors and see what awaits. Or not, you know, maybe we'll just go the other way. That's a very unspecific warning, don't you think? Maybe to do with just this little hallway right here? Well, let's be a test subject. The fact that that's even there is making me question so many things. Like, at first it's like, okay, that didn't do anything, that's weird. But then I walk away thinking, well, how do I know it didn't do anything? Either way, this seems to be kind of the central point that all roads lead back to. Yeah, there's our X from before. I think I'm gonna head back to the courtyard and try to get down low. And the best way to do that... Locked. Locked, but there's another little office set up in there I can see. Huh. Yeah, no, whatever's... All this stuff, I think, is going to be really important. So can we make our way around? Those shifts in the ambiance, they always seem to come at just the right time when I'm entering a new area, and it really throws me off. But all of these just lead to this one place. It's like little finger hallways that work their way in between the walls. Look, in this case, the glass even goes right over the bricks. Right there, that's how we get downstairs, never mind. The constant contrast between the reds and the greens and the blues. The windows in nonsensical narrow corridors, like... It's like being in one of those Chuck E. Cheese mazes. Hey, Jimmy. Long time no see. Oh, look. There's something down there, like an almost normal-looking room with a lamp on. And maybe a desk? It's kind of hard to tell from here. These maps, they're constantly showing you something in the distance, and it's just a matter of just wandering these endless loops until you figure out just how to reach them. Actually, that's really brilliant now that I think about it. I mean, I had said that in dreams, there's always some object of desire, something that you're looking for that you can never quite reach. You might look at something like a TV room or interesting architecture in the distance, but find that there's just something in the way stopping you from getting to it. And so you're forced to lose sight of it and wander and wander and wander. The more you try to apply logic to getting to it, the further away you seem to be. And eventually you'll just stumble right into it. Okay, we're back around to here. I'm just going to open up all these doors. I think now it's about time I headed down into the basement, and it's on this that I am of two minds. Is it going to be worse because we're getting down deep and dark? Or is it going to be better because there's no line of sight to that thing that calls itself the sun? Well, it certainly is darker. More of that pink sludge. That pink sludge is a new development, and it's something that we're definitely going to want to keep our eyes on. It's almost like radioactive joy, isn't it? Huh. Does this maybe go up to the maintenance area? Also, don't think I'm not noticing, like, the connection in the architecture. The maps may present with different geography, but there are some common themes, like back maintenance areas, hotel hallways. Even the mall is making an appearance in this place. It's like it takes things apart and then puts them back together, you know? No, all of this is going to open eventually, though. These are windows looking out onto pitch darkness. Something broke its way in here, didn't break its way out, and left the room completely intact. Now, what does that tell you? I'm really asking, what does that tell you? And right onto someplace we've been, for as impossible as that seems. Oh, so maybe we can go around and open that staircase up. There we are. These things really do guide you in a certain way. With all these locked doors, you're kind of forced to go in a certain direction at a time, and yet these windows make it feel so open. But there really is a design. That's part of the reason why you feel like there's got to be some sort of intelligence to the location itself. In the last part, that became sort of obvious. For as overwhelming as it is, you are in fact being guided, and you only have to stay involved enough, and all you have to do to see it is to persevere enough. That sort of... Where is that shadow coming from? That's really weird. Just trying to open up all I can. Okay, here's another path back here. Oh! This is that place we weren't able to get to before. And are not able to get to now either. The exit always just out of reach. But look, there's a kick-down door we can see right there. If we make our way around to the right, past this conspicuous shield of shelves, maybe we can... it's just taking us further back. Right back to here, in fact. There's a really anomalous thing happening here where some of my X's are changing color depending on where I'm standing. I wonder if moving my physical body back and forth will do it? No, it doesn't seem to. Best way to get a new start is to start from the beginning, right? And I can see there's plenty more to see down here. It's stuff like this, after the pink had been so personified in the mall, that really makes you see that, no, it is still some sort of eldritch being that you're dealing with. And pink does seem to be collaborating with black more and more. Something dripping off of its hand. No. And right back to here. Well, we're certainly making it easier to maneuver around. But I still feel like we're no closer to the exit. In fact, not even on the right floor. And there's also such a contrast in lighting, not just in terms of colors, often placed within line of sight of each other, but also in terms of, like, the quality of the light. Constantly going between dim, dark areas and being absolutely blinded. And it doesn't always correspond to the properties of the area itself. That's the cool thing about these maps, is that they're very dreamlike, not just in their architecture and art design, but also in the way they kind of force you to perceive them. It's all very intuitive rather than literal. Wait, what is that down there? Oh, I think those are the doors I tried to exit from before. And back to here. I think we need to start doing a lot more upstairs. I think that's going to be our next thing. Look at this, a garden built into a hallway. That is the definition of a liminal space. But it's a very, like, I feel like this is almost pioneering the genre of, like, neon liminal. It's so cool how this whole thing speaks in its own voice, almost literally. Creating these characters that exist even without you ever directly encountering them, unsure what or if you've really encountered anything at all. But now I'm at a total loss, I think. Ooh. Oh, it's just right back to here. Who is it? No. 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 See, you play that sound, and it's like, I'm trying to think one step ahead, and it's like, okay, you play that sound, and I'm going to try and open all these doors, but they don't open. But I'm also thinking you're going to pull a trick-a-rooney, and I'm going to open one of them, and it is actually going to open, and there's going to be something there. All these little hints that we are not, in fact, alone here. Always feeling like we're just parallel to something hostile, but never quite making contact. Oh, actually, it's right here. That's the other thing. Sometimes we feel like we're a million miles away from something, and we're actually very close to some place we've already visited. Let's open this. See? We just encountered a completely new thing only feet away from where we started. Actually, should I be interacting with this one? This looks different from the other empty vending machines we've seen. Well, I heard what sounded like distant crashing, but I don't know if that pertains to me. Huh. Looks like someone may have set up camp at some stage. I do wonder, are these things just for me, or is it possible that others have wandered through here before? You know, this is entirely new. The glow from this thing gave me false hope that there might be something inside, but I guess not. Very well, reveal your secrets, please. I have no idea where these drop ceiling tiles are coming from. Ooh. Here we are. I had no idea we were up this high, but yeah, look. It's even got sounds for rustling through the bushes. Oh, this is crazy. But look at this. This is so cool. Kind of feel like I've become this thing's personal bird in a cage. But you do have to take the moments of awe and wonder with all the fear and uncertainty, don't you? Well, this certainly looks important, doesn't it? Certainly looks important. And it's so important looking, in fact, that I'm not sure this isn't the ultimate exit, so I'm going to refrain from putting an X on that door for now. Locked. Dark. This is what I saw from down the hall before. And that is a very dangerous looking doorway, actually bordered by Jimmy's scrawlings. I don't like these curtains over here. I just heard like a rumbling. Wait, was that me? Yeah, oh wow. We can actually, like, hear the sound of the curtain, like, moving on the hook as I go under it. That is so... This is doing such awesome things with its sound design. Not just in terms of the crushing ambiance, but also in just little interactions in the environment that add so much immersion. It seems, though, that at one time I was very close to being able to access this. That is so... It doesn't feel right, but I guess it's true? Still can't go through there. Meaning we're probably gonna have to go under and up. No. 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 So, what's on the other side of this? Actually, have we seen all this before? No, I don't think so. There's yet another exit sign back there that we haven't seen yet. Well, it's telling us to make a run for it in this direction. And this is outright telling us that this is the exit. This star in the sky actually glowing. What if we just follow all these signs? Well, all it does is take us straight back to the middle. I'll tell you what, if we go in the basement's opposite direction, wasn't there still another floor that we could climb through here? I don't think we ever came up this high. And it's locked. The thing is, like, the sound of a locked door is even more frustrating than a door that won't open at all, because it means that we're missing something some way around. You know, seeing all these X's on these doors, it almost is starting to feel like an act of just insanity, you know? Why isn't there one here? I'm really starting to worry that maybe they're disappearing on me. Yeah, shouldn't there be one here as well? Am I just missing them? Are they disappearing? I just don't know. Coming back this way, I just noticed this mural here. We haven't really seen it so far, but all throughout the last map, there was imagery of the clear blue sky. It's almost like it's, like, longing for it. Like, in some way, it wants to see something that is just intrinsically not a part of this world. But then again, maybe that's just me trying to humanize something inhuman. Then again, maybe I shouldn't be saying that out loud. I think we're on bad enough terms as it is. I don't know what you mean by that, by we deserve this. I mean, actually, here's a thought. Maybe these beings are just the end result of other people who have ended up in here given enough time. You hear that, don't you? Going back to the beginning, they yield results, never mind. Man, this is starting to get honestly kind of frustrating. Like, I have been wandering around forever and I just can't find anything new. Oh my god! Jesus Christ! Okay. Didn't expect that. 3 maps deep. Do we follow it? Sure, why not? Why don't we follow it? Oh my god. Nothing here. Nothing here. And I'm not sure it's even worth using the paint anymore because I think it's deleting them behind me. Hang on. I don't believe... Yeah, no, there's a whole area here I don't believe I've checked out. And maybe that's the reason why. Howdy. Well, you opened for me, but you haven't shown me anything quite new. Then again, it seems I'm being led after all this time. We've been here before, but you wanted me to come in just such a way. Soundtrack, it's really scary how well you're matching to all this. That oppressive dark red glow. No longer the comforting or at least fun pink that the rest of this place is bathed in. No, this is more of a you're coming to the principal's office kind of feeling. Am I late for a dinner party? No, I'm just late in general. You're gonna force me to walk back? There's a bit of a conspicuous change in the lighting right here. But no walking through the wall. Wait. Oh my god! Oh my god! Well, here's gonna be one of these sorts of times, I think. Yep. Come on, you. You think you're gonna hide from me? $522? No. 52. These are all numbered. This creature was on a wall in the first map. Oh god, have we just seen it in person? I only got the briefest of glimpses. Okay, we are back on. Oh my god. See, just when you start to get tired of wandering around, it hits you with something like this. That is when the scares are by far the most effective. Were you always up there? Were you there when I was walking around in there? I think I would have seen you, but it's so tight I might not have had an angle. These numbers sure are climbing rapidly. You can open. More statues. Why are these in particular numbered like this, when none of the others were? Is there something significant to that? I just knew that there would be something more to this than just the simple exploration, but this is already so much more horror-oriented than the previous ones. Oh my god. That was unexpected. Doing this in VR certainly added something as I slowly raised the light over you. But in this tight space, it's simply too bright. I know better. I know better, but what choice do I have? There's another hallway down there. We're here. And we can open back up. All right, salvation. Well, but not quite though, right? All right, let's continue searching then. I mean, it hasn't pounced on me yet, but it definitely doesn't want me to get too comfortable. I just keep hearing that weird, like, grinding, hissing sound. And actually, it might have been coming from that stone figure on top of the house. Yeah, of course not. Wait, this opens as well. Oh, there's a whole other floor. I can't seem to interact with this one. Yes, you're overlooking the dark room with the lower exit sign. Well, at least I have some idea for my orientation in all this. This comes back to here. Let's keep looking then. A floor off of the floor. Is this somewhere we've been? I don't think so. I think we're on a floor higher than anything else we've seen so far. Oh, so much darkness, so many doors. But we do finally have a return. A return straight back to here. Every time I come through these areas, I feel like I need to try these things again. I feel like I need to just come out for a breath of air. Because ever since I saw that thing, everything past that point feels like its domain. Funny all you can interpret from a totally wordless map, don't you think? Some of the up and down, the chutes and ladders nature of this almost seems impossible. Like you try to make a mental map of this, but you feel like you should be looping back in at a certain point, and yet here we are, down in, I think, places we've been a million times, but I can't be sure. Everything looks so different but the same. Before I move on, just for the sake of thoroughness, I'm back here at the place where we saw that figure. And yeah, I'm just trying to move around. Things definitely changed on us, I think. I'm so certain that things went and changed on us. Because otherwise we would have been able to access this before, wouldn't we? but I do get the impression that we're finally making some sort of progress. Oh my god! Maybe we are, maybe we aren't. We are. This is so extensive, I can't even believe it. I had spent so long wandering this place, and I thought I had seen everything. We're right back here at the house. And you're gone! No, you were not there before. And you're not there now, what the heck? That is freaking me out beyond belief. Okay, back into the hotel. Oh, it is so strange after all this time to be in a space that looks so normal. Well, not normal. It's dark and creepy and drab. But it's just completely different from everything else we've seen so far. Right around the back of the so-called exit. But it's no exit at all. Let's try the other better lit way then. Can we get through here? No. Of course not. Let us open one door but not the other. Of course you would do that. And I see someone's kicking them down again. I hear it again. That, like, pained howl. Yep, this went and changed on us. I see what it was about now. That unspecific warning. I can't tell if there's glass there or not. Hang on. No, I don't believe there is. Okay, back to the other hallway. I don't have time for this. Plunging yourself into dark abysses is generally a last resort, not a first one. Jimmy was here. A parallel location. Jimmy's the dark to Pink's, well, Pink. And yet the collaboration seems ongoing. Oh, I see a little hidden stairway back here. Back into these side hallways. Oh, this is so exciting. And so terrifying, you just never know. I mean, it's certainly mastered build-up and having a form of unspoken malevolence. It's gotten me into such a state for so long that just about anything would send me out of my seat, which is why it's so important to do this in VR. I'm already standing. But I think this is it for here. Can I open Jimmy's door? Yes, but I've been here already. Alright, let's continue our climb then. Since I can't find anything else down in Jimmy's area. Oh no. Oh no, that is a direct threat! Come on! I mean, that's really cool if that's what I think it is, but also, Now it really is personal. But it was right in front of us all along. It was right in front of us all along. This is the catwalk that runs directly over the house, thus making me think that this is actually central to all of it. The house, the thing on top of it. A key. And once again, it taunts me. Taunts me with the globe, the clear blue sky just beyond. Okay, we've got to figure out where we use this. Maybe by the exit? I mean, obviously, but there was a door marked exit that had all the Jimmy drawings in it. Kind of reduces the gravitas to call them Jimmy drawings, but I have to have something to myself. Oh, this opens. And finally we're able to make our way around to this room. Alright, so does that mean that we can open this now? Yes. Alright, these maps are so cool because by limiting your exploration in this way, not only are they able to control, like, sort of the tone and the pacing as you go through, but it also creates a sense of progression, that you are slowly making sense of something that seems so overwhelming when you first look at it. These maps have a similar gameplay loop to each other, and yet they're so different. Telling one story, but a story you can enter at any point. Each of these maps so overwhelming on its own, but imagine playing them all at once, in a line like how they're intended. Remember, these maps actually do physically connect to each other. Like, when you reach the end of one, it loads the next, which I think is so cool and is so rare to see. This might be the only thing really doing that right now. It's a hugely ambitious project, and I am so here for it. Okay, you're opening now. But you're still not. You're the place we haven't been able to reach. Now you're open, okay. Oh, even more keys. Yes, yes! Okay, so that's 2 locked doors that we may now be able to unlock. Now, if only I can find that exit again. I think we've been here. This map has so many, like, connective areas that you just kind of float through. It does something with its colors that, I don't know, it's like hypnotic. Like, I'm noticing that effect in these areas where there's, like, very, very low contrast, but with extreme colors. Like, something about it just puts my brain into, like, a low power state where I just stop interpreting things. It's almost to the point where I walk into these brightly lit side hallways and come out on the other side, hardly even remembering how I got here. Oh, this is opening now. And it opens. And we can go. The question is, do I want to just yet? I never did figure out how to get at that TV. You're not here anymore. I knew I was right to come back. I knew... Yeah, no. No, something's afoot here. All kinds of things change as you go throughout, so even once you've, quote-unquote, cleared an area, there's still more to be done. How do we get at that door? Actually, it just looks like a black, well, void space. There's got to be some way to get at this thing. But also I was thinking maybe it would be worthwhile to return to the house in that case. I mean, things have definitely changed in that area. It can be so unclear what the triggers actually are, but that's what makes it feel so dynamic. That's what makes it feel like you're constantly just barely missing something else in here with you. That TV's still not doing anything, though. Never mind. Never mind. You guys were very present on the previous maps. I was surprised to only see one of you before. Why do I get the impression I've done something really wrong? To just let that pass without anything else happening. That gives me shivers. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have changed anything. You can see the cracks in the glass for where I tried to break it with a crowbar earlier. But yeah, there's still a couple of these things that don't seem to want to open. Maybe we should try hurling ourselves into the pit. Worth a shot, right? Yeah. Don't know what I expected. Well, with that being the case, I think it might be about time for me to start my Noclip run. But I've been looking at the workshop page trying to get ideas for other things to try, and I could be entirely misunderstanding this because I'm a little confused myself, but it's starting to seem like maybe it's not just a linear connection between maps. Like, I know there's level triggers around, but it sort of seems from the way people are talking like there might actually be entrances and exits to, like, previous maps as well. I don't know, hopefully we can learn more from a Noclip run, because I am super curious to see how this works. Because unlike the previous maps, I don't actually really have a mental picture of where everything is. I spent just about 2.5 hours on this now, and honestly, it's almost as confusing as it's ever been. Nothing ever came of you, the door that seemed so important, so why don't we start here? There really was nothing here. Out and away we go. And wow, just look at how truly vast all of this is. I can't believe all of this is loading in at once. Look at this. This is absolutely insane, but is there something... Wait, is there something over there we have not seen, perhaps? Something very tall. Hang on, maybe there's more for us to see yet. Question would be, how do we even get there? That door actually locked as well. Openable, even though it was marked with an X, so I guess it didn't work earlier. How do you do this? Actually, you might have to get here from Void Mall, which I've tried avoiding doing stuff like that because level transitions actually do screw up your player model in VR. Oh, I thought I saw something like this. And yeah, you don't open. You closed when we were... Yep. That's kind of a funny Easter egg. I kind of missed it, but I guess the idea is that you're just missing the entrance to the back rooms. Alright, since I know there's things I haven't seen, I'm gonna try exiting this way. And just to see if there's any other physical connection I might have missed. Opening one closes another. And the pink remains. And presumably about here is where a level trigger would be starting. And as before, looking at the console says VP White Complex not found. We've got a nice little preview at what's to come, I suppose. This whole series is just so cool to me. Having this idea to just have the ultimate liminal experience that tells a very downplayed story with such strong feelings and such variety, even while feeling somewhat consistent with itself. And to just keep going, because the back rooms just keep going. Alright, what was the deal with you? Okay, there was no deal with you. Alright. I'd gotten so used to interactive doors being a thing. But now that really just leaves whatever that one giant room is over here. And maybe I'm to assume that had we come from Voidmaw, we'd have come from here.
That might be the sun. Or supposedly. Oh, you freaking. I'm seriously lost. This. Wait, who are you? Somebody died. Who are you?
That's probably not dirt. That looks like acid.
I got chills down my spine.
All of it emanates from you. All of it was coming from here.
Why?
Huh.
Tell me that. Why am I here?
Only you look far less cheerful this time around.
Do not interact.
What is this? This is... Oh, no wonder it's blocked off. This is a reference room. It's all the packed away things from Void Mall, including, I believe her name was Inno, sort of the unofficial mascot of this whole thing. And that sounds like all people playing. I guess those were other YouTubers. Hello, SCP Tennis Ball. Funny of you to join us here. Do you still do tennis ball stuff? No, you seem to be solid. Huh. And you seem definitely still a bit upset. Actually, those sort of, I guess could be interpreted as locks of hair surrounding you. Those were on a drawing that we saw elsewhere, the figure with the square head. It was without your face in the middle, but those were there. Maybe the hair itself is actually a symbol, thus making you a personification of something much less human. And also different from a mall, but that's another story. Well, here's the door, which is also locked from this side. Maybe there's some sort of ritual that needs to be performed to go this way. But at least we got to see it. So that was VP Pink Place, and man, what can I say about it that I haven't already said about it over the last couple hours? Over the last couple of maps? It's so strange how all of this is so otherworldly and so different every time, and yet with just enough consistency that you really feel like you're being brought on a journey. And a journey that isn't just creepiness and only occasional overt terror, but also sometimes, like, sad and lonely. You feel different ways about these characters who you never actually meet as far as you know. And yet, there's so much you can derive, so much intention in something that should be so cold and unfeeling. Something as cold and unfeeling as architecture itself. I'll tell you this, though, things do seem to have taken a bit more of a hostile tone this time around. And I'm still sticking to the idea that maybe, just maybe, we should have stayed in the mall. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this or any of the other maps out for yourself, those links will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.